This classically inspired MMO from a former Everquest dev is starting to look really damn good. Monsters and Memories ended last year with a meaty update that has a ton of promise for 2024, and it's a big reason why I'm excited to see what they have in the coming months. If you've been looking for that classic EverQuest experience, you may have already been following Monsters and Memories. If you haven't, let me introduce you to one of the most interesting projects out there that has been going for a couple years at this point. Monsters and Memories is still in its very early stages, but the recent update has 3 things I'm really hyped about: lighting, shading, and a new biome. We can talk about the lighting and shading together while we go through some of these before and after stills they showed in the update. See, they kind of go hand in hand to create an environment that feels more real. Not real in the sense of like going the fuck outside. No, I mean, that's not what I mean, although I probably should at some point and get some steps in. But what I'm talking about is actually like adding dynamism and adding a feeling of immersion, an ability to get into the game, because while yes, it'll obviously always be a game, it does make it feel a bit more like a world, like this. You see, in these stills, there's a lot more depth. There's a lot more realism in these photos. It's not necessarily, it doesn't have to be textures that necessarily make something feel real, but more about the lighting and physics. A good example of how this works is if you think about Valheim, which no one is going to accuse of having photorealistic graphics, but the lighting that is used in that game is used so well that it really brings the world to life. And that's something we're starting to see a little bit here with Monsters and Memories, but I'm very eager to see it in game whenever we get an actual playtest. Still, these pictures look pretty awesome. In some of these before pictures, you can't even really see any definition on any of the alcoves or even the windows. It makes them look very flat and utilitarian. The rooms look like they are basically just empty. They're too bright. There's no dynamics. With the new lighting and shading passes, not to mention the new higher fidelity environmental textures, which were also mentioned in the update, they are really like, it looks, pardon the saying, but it looks like night and day. They look so completely different and they look really, really good. You can tell the definition from afar. They look real. That is perhaps the change that I'm most excited about to see in game. But this next one, which admittedly, I don't know how soon it's going to be, but I'm very, very excited about, because we're getting a new biome for the first time in Monsters and Memories. And I'm ready to leave the desert. You see, we're going to Kelethin. Okay, so maybe not quite Kelethin. It's not like EverQuest like cornered the market on having a city in the trees, but as someone who grew up with EverQuest, that is immediately where I go to, and all of like the fear of how I would fall off of the sides and die and as you can see in the stills and the concept art, there's not exactly a lot of railing here, so I guess we need to be a little bit careful. It is also one of the biomes that is perhaps as far away as possible from the desert biome they've been working on, except I guess perhaps adding snow. The concept art for this dark, mysterious forest just begs you to go in and explore. I'm a huge fan of geometry that makes your character feel small, whether it's an imposing castle or the majesty of nature. Couple this new biome with the new lighting they're working on, the new shading and textures, and honestly, I'm really excited and a little bit nervous to get in. Some of those nerves may actually be because I have seen a couple shorts from Zukin, one of the team members working on some very, very creepy looking spiders. Could that be what lies within this dark forest? If you want to know more about Monsters and Memories, I covered it in a first look at the game that's pretty damn extensive, one in which I learned a lot about grouping with British friends. You can find that video right here, and I really highly recommend checking it out. My name is Redbeard Flynn, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.